So, alright, so we're going to talk about the standings. So, just as last week, Dallas remains first. The record as of now, 33 games played, 53 wins, 25 wins. So, a bit better, you can see the stats. 24 of the 25 wins in regulation. 80% point percentage. 120 goal differential. And I'll look at these stats a little more. See them, I'm not going to read them out, but overall, they're doing fantastic. I'm going to cover them, so. And we're on to the Anaheim Ducks. They're in second place. They're doing pretty good, too. Alright, next week, I'll do it the other way. Next week, we're going to start from 31, go all the way to 1. So Anaheim, similar story, they're doing pretty good. 47 points for them. So they're 6 points behind the Ducks. 6 points behind the Dallas Stars. My apologies. They're doing pretty good. 23 wins, 11 losses, 1 overtime loss. Stats, again, I won't read them, but 67% point percentage. Yeah, Dallas. In terms of point percentage, they are so far ahead of everyone else. 80%. That is insane. And now we're on to the Montreal Canadiens. So Montreal, for you Canada folks. Canadians, they're doing pretty solid. 1 point behind the Ducks. 46 points and 23 wins and 11 losses. No overtime losses. 20 to 23 wins in regulation. 67 points. And the rest of the stats, which they look solid. They have the power play goes down. Dallas again. They have more than anyone else. Go back up there, but then it kind of just drops off a bit. Onto the Minnesota Wild. They're pretty good as well. It's gonna be for the first 10 teams. So the Wild, 32 games played, 44 points. So they're well above 500. Most 6 teams are well above 500. So they're just like Dallas. They're in single digits in the loss column. They have 2 overtime losses. 21 wins or 1 in regulation. So it's a bit higher than Anaheim and Montreal with 68.8% point percentage. Their goal differential does still below 100. That's the stats. You can take a look at them there. So we are on to the Boston Bruins. They're 5th place. 44 points, tied with Minnesota. But they're in the Atlantic Division. And we're going to go to the Atlantic real quick. Yeah, they are 2 points back in Montreal, so it's going to be a close race for number 1. I know we're only about 30 games in, but hey, you never really know in sports. Boston, they're pretty good, just like real life. 20 wins, 10 losses, 4 overtime losses, 19 regulation plus overtime wins, 64 point percentage. Another small drop off, not like the drop off from Dallas to Anaheim, but a 3% drop off. 4% drop off, 4.1% to be exact. They have really good. They have a lot of goals for 124, which is the most of anyone in the entire league. They have the most. We're gonna get to that. So we're on to it. So you can take a look at the rest of their stats real quick. Pause the video. I'm not gonna keep them. And we're on to the Vegas Golden Knights. They're 6th place. Oh gosh, we're already at 4 minutes. Gotta hurry up. So Vegas, 36 games played, 43 points, 10 wins, so they're under 20. Just decent. Their point percentage under 60. Again, I'm not covering them, since I haven't covered any of those teams. Oh yeah, I have covered Boston. They did lose in the game. They did lose yesterday to Toronto. 4-1 loss, so not good, but played well. Right now, it's a bit of a cut there. We are on to my team, the New Jersey Devils. This is what's happened. They lost their last 2 games. First to the Vegas Golden Knights, they lost 4-1. And then they lost to Nashville, which is concerning. They lost 5-2. And that their record's decent. 4 for 19-8-4, 42 points. 1 point back 1 point back of Vegas. And take a look at the Metro real quick. They are at the top, 2 points ahead of Philadelphia. And you can take a look at the stats right there. Just gonna get it right there. Take a look. Right there. Decent. They're not. They do have some more goals against than some of the teams above here, but not. Yeah, they have the first team with over 100 goals against. Not good. Now we're on to the Chicago Blackhawks. Chicago doing pretty good in this league, and I think the real Chicago Blackhawks are basically done. But in this universe, Chicago's doing pretty well. 35 games, 41 points. New Jersey has not played as many games as some of these other teams. So, yeah, there's that. Chicago, 41 points, and 18 wins, 12 losses, 5 overtime losses. 16 of their 18 were won in regulation or overtime. And there's the first one. Oh no, they're not the first ones because Vegas is under 60. They're at 58.6 point percentage. There's the rest of the stats. We're going to move on to the next team, which is Philadelphia. So they're 2 points behind the New Jersey Devils. They're 9th this week. And number 19 wins, 40 points, 10 losses, 2 overtime losses, 16 of 19 wins are won in regulation or overtime. 64% point percentage is a step up from Chicago, but still roughly 3% below New Jersey. And you can look at the advanced stats that I'm not going to read. So we're to number 10, the Colorado Avalanche. They're 10th, and they're in a wild card in the Pacific. No, the Central. They're in a wild card in the Central Division. Tied with, as well as Winnipeg. They're both in a wild card spot. So Colorado number 10, 34 games played, 40 points, 18 wins, 12 losses, 4 overtime losses, 16 of 18 were on regulation or overtime, 58.8 point percentage, which is slightly above Chicago, but well below Philadelphia. Your stats are right. Here's the advanced stats. Take a look. And the next team we have Tampa Bay Lightning. Sorry. I am sorry about that one. We're on to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Number 11. 39 points. So they're the first team under 40 points. 18 wins, 13 losses, 3 overtime losses, 17 of 18 were in regulation overtime, 57.4%. Tampa Bay, I haven't been covering much, but they did beat the Blue Jackets. It was kind of concerning how hard it was for them to beat Columbus. I did call that game. Yeah, I only know the ones I called, so. One other information I get is the little bar that shows up, so I kind of make my own. So they barely beat Columbus, but barely. They won that one 6-4, it was 5-4, then add on the empty net. Kind of a bit of concern with Tampa Bay, but they're a little better than the real Tampa Bay Lightning in the National Hockey League, which are barely above. They're definitely, in this league, in this universe, they're definitely in a playoff spot. There's the advanced stats for on Ottawa. So a wild card in the Atlantic, the Ottawa Senators. Right here at 4th place, they're a wild card, and they're number 12 this week. The 5 games played, I'm going to read them off because it's taking too long. 55.7% point percentage, and 14 of their 17 ones in regulation or overtime. I lost in overtime, alright, and we are on to their advanced stats. They're okay. They're decent, but there's definitely some competition. They could lose that wild card spot. And now we are on to the Carolina Hurricanes, number 13. Nearing halfway. 15 would be the halfway point roughly, because there's only 31, not 32. It would not be 60. Carolina 32 games played, 38 points. They're still above a point per game, but it's that the differential between how many games they played and points. It's starting to really get thin. 18 wins for them, 12 losses, 2 overtime losses, 17 over 18 won in regulation or overtime, 50. So they have higher points than point percentage in Tampa Bay and Ottawa. They're in the Metro. And yeah, they don't have very many goals for. They're only 93. Tampa Bay has less. They have 91. There's the advanced chance for Carolina. Now we're on to Winnipeg. The Winnipeg Jets in the Central. They're the other team in the Central in for a playoff spot right now. 33 games played for them, all tied with Carolina. Overall in the league, they're also tied with Vancouver in the Pacific, which they're next. So 18 wins for them, 13 losses, 2 overtime losses, 14 of 18 were won in regulation or overtime. So they're banking in off shootouts quite often. 57.6 point percentage for them, which is above Ottawa but below Carolina. And they're the first team with the goals for below 90, 89. And they have more goals against than goals for, which is never a good sign. Now we're starting to get teams that are barely holding on. Okay, there's the rest of their advanced stats. We're on to the Vancouver Canucks. So for Vancouver, they're 15th place, right in the middle of the pack. 36 games played, 2 points above a point per game with 38. 18 wins, 16 losses, 2 overtime losses. 16 of 18 were won in regulation overtime. They have the lowest point percentage so far with 52.8. 97 goals, 405 goals against. There's the rest of the advanced stats. So check if they're in a playoff spot real quick. No, that's Pacific. Yes, they will. They would be. They should be. Actually, they may not. I don't know. They're third. I think they're still at LA and below with the teams that are out. And we're on to So there's the Canucks advanced stats. I'll show those real quick. They're on there very fast. So. And now we're on to the Nashville Predators. So they're right in the middle of the pack, number 16. Just with a point behind the Vancouver Canucks. They're in the Central, though, so 38 points, 18 wins, 15 losses. 1 overtime loss, all 18 were won in regulation or overtime. 54 point percentage above Vancouver, but pretty much below everyone else. 115 goals and 107 goals against, so they're just scoring a little more than they're giving up, so it's almost even. So, decent. And there's the advanced stats in the next team. The New York Islanders. They're next. So the Islanders, they're in a wild card in the Metro. Obviously, they're right across the road from the Rangers. Kind of a rival, not really, but they're more of a rival with the Devils. Both New York teams hate New Jersey. They both have a rivalry. Wait for them, 36 points, 17. They did get that 1-0 win over Washington. That was almost 2 weeks ago now. But some other wins. I think they beat the Flyers 3-1, but they did lose to Vegas 2-0 a couple days ago. Definitely not making those up. Alright, so 13 of their 17 wins were in regulation overtime. Again, they're relying on shootouts a lot. So they have a higher point percentage than a lot of these other teams, 56. Here's the weird thing with goals for them, 84. For goals for, just 86 goals against. So they're not scoring and they're not giving up a lot. They're giving up a tiny bit more than they are scoring. There's the rest of their advanced stats. So we're on to the St. Louis Blues, number 18 this week. We're at 9 minutes, probably going to be about 15 to 20 minutes. My expectations. So St. Louis start 31 games played, 33 points. There's your stats for 16 wins for them, 53.2 point percentage. There's the advanced stats. I think I might do a game with them. Call all their games on Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, because I'm not doing 2 more live streams before I'm gone. I only get 2 more live streams on Tuesday and Wednesday. I might do one tomorrow if either people want it or if I have equipment set to do one right from the Xbox, but never that. So here's the advanced stats for them. Next team, advanced stats for St. Louis. You can take a look. Now we're on to the LA Kings. So for that, Number 19, 34 games played for them. 33 points, 15 wins, 16 losses. So now we're to the first team has a losing record. They're also the first team under 500. The LA Kings are not doing so well in this universe. 48 points percentage, 100 goals for, 109 goals against. So yeah, they're giving up more than scoring just by a little bit. There's the advanced stats if you want to look at them. So number 20, we're on to the Washington Capitals. I think they've rose up a little bit, so they're doing a bit better. Not bad. So this week they're 20th. 32 games played. They're right at 500, just like the team below in the Rangers, but we'll get to that. 14 wins, 14 losses. Oh, yeah. The perfect, exactly 50%, you see. There's the advanced stats. So they're doing a bit better. I think they were at 23rd, 24th last week, so they've improved quite a bit. Quite solid. I think that 1-0 loss to the Islanders woke them up. Here they are. Took them about a week after that game, but now they're starting to pick up. We are on to the New York Rangers, number 21 this week. The Real Rangers are they're one of the best in the National Hockey League, in the real National Hockey. This universe, they're well outside of a playoff spot. They're like the Canucks of last year. The Vancouver Canucks last year. They're in a similar spot. So 32 games played, 32 points. So again, 50%, exact same. It's identical to the Caps. And they have more goals for than Washington and more goals against. So again, Washington's weird. They're a lot like the Islanders. They're scoring a lot, but they're not giving up very much. Similar story with the Rangers too. A little more advanced stats there for other teams because I think I showed those very often. And we're on to number 22, the Edmonton Oilers. This week I think they moved up about a spot too. 34 games played for them, 32 points, 15 wins. You can see the rest of this. 47, so they're the first team below 50%. 47.1 points percentage, 98 goals for, 100 goals against exactly. Here's some advanced stats for you. I think they moved up just one spot, so not as big of a jump. The Leafs, I think they're in. Yeah, all these teams are. I think they might have moved down. I think the Leafs moved down a spot. You'd have to double check all this, double check it all. Go back to the first video I did on Thursday. And this will be every Sunday, so similar to the Hockey Guys power ranking. It's very similar. 33 games played for them, 31 points, 13 wins. You can see the rest, 47. So just a cinch below Edmonton. There's the advanced stats. Goals for, goals against. Goals for per game, goals against per game. So maybe I'll do a video on just like these stats alone. So they did get the win over the Boston Bruins yesterday. That does definitely help them a lot. That is a huge W for them. Huge win. Next team, the San Jose Sharks from California. So another California team, 34 games played for them, 31 points. So yeah, again, they're below 500. All these teams are below 500. All of them. Well, you can see just if their point percentage is below 50%, they're below 500. So San Jose, 13 points for them, 16 losses, yada. So they have a losing record, 45.6 points percentage. There's their advanced stats. I think they moved down. See all that. Now on to my favorite team that I do not cover, the Columbus Blue Jackets. They're about the same as they're in real NHL, number 25 this week. 33 games played, 30 points, 14 wins, 17 losses, 2 overtime losses, all 14 wins are in regulation or overtime, 45 points. They were so close against Tampa Bay probably about a week ago now. They were so close. And then they had a 4-2 lead and then they blew it, so. There's some more stats. Now we are on to number 26, the Florida Panthers. Definitely struggling, unlike the real NHL. Real National Hockey League, the Florida Panthers are actually pretty good, but in this universe, no. 31 games played, 29 points, so yeah, just 12 wins for it, yeah. 12 wins for them. That's it. That's the lowest so far. 46.8 point percentage. There's your advanced stats. I think they moved down. Again, you have to double check everything because I should do more prep, I know. So number 27, the Pittsburgh Penguins, 29 points, 13 wins for that. The rest of that's you can look 43.9% point percentage. There's some more stats for you. So I think they moved up a spot. In Calgary, they moved up 2 spots. I think they were like 30th. No, they were like they stayed the same. They were 28th last week, and they stayed 28th this week. Again, I think you have to double check absolutely everything. I need to take notes. I'm not the hockey. I'm not as sophisticated. I'm just going off, kind of just doing these. So 34 games played for them, 29 points, 12 wins, 17 losses, 5 overtime losses, 12 regulation or overtime wins. 42.6 points percentage. They only have 74 goals for. That's very low. That's really low compared to anyone else. Look, as far as you go, you're not going to see anybody with goals that low. So the Flames, yeah, it's been a rough go for them. And the Buffalo Sabres, a similar story for them. 34 games played as well, exactly identical. 29 points as well. So all these teams are tied with that 29 points. 13 wins for them, 42.6 points percentage. 71, even lower, 71 goals for. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that I think they moved up once, maybe one. No, they didn't. That's exact. Maybe they moved it. It's hard to remember. I can't remember. But they're 29th this week either way. They're below 10% on the power play. I might do a whole video on just the power play percentage alone, but yeah, oh my. It's bad. It's really bad in Buffalo. Because Washington, their power play is insane at 30%. Buffalo, oh boy, I think that's the worst. That's the worst in the league. They have the worst power play in the National Hockey League, 9.1%. You definitely want to improve that. We're on to the Detroit Red Wings, number 30. 34 games played for them, 29 points, 13 wins. Their numbers, 42.6% point percentage. They stay the exact same as well as the Coyotes do as well. So you can look. There's their advanced stats. See, it's been bad. To the worst team in the National Hockey League, we have the Arizona Coyotes. And yes, again, there's no Seattle, so there is no Seattle Kraken. Because this is NHL 21. 32 games played for them, and they played less games than some of these other teams here. Only 22 points. So 11 wins, 21 losses. 10 of their 11 regulation overtime, 34.4 points percentage. It's been rough. Only 68 goals for. That is the entire worst in the National Hockey League. 96 goals against, which is actually better than a lot of teams. Look at Detroit, 122. There's the rest of the stats for you. The goals for against per game 3, it's not terrible. It definitely needs to get lower. The goals for is only 2.3, although Buffalo here. Yikes. Well, enough of clowning teams. That is it for this one. So, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. And yes, I do have a second channel where I do football. Actually, there's a premiere of a game today. Seahawks and the Tennessee Titans in Nissan Stadium. Madden 23, that's on my second channel. If you like football, go over there. I'll do it once a week. Maybe some football coverage here and there, but there's gonna be a lot of other stuff because I only do it once a week. Enough of me rambling. Goodbye. See you next week. I'm see you for a live stream. Goodbye.